You probably looked at the title of this video and you're thinking, what could possibly happen? Am I going to quit my job and become a sommelier in Paris? Or will I only start drinking wines that cost more than my rent does? Well, maybe to all of that, but before you run accusing me of this video being a clickbait, let me assure you that every single thing that I'm about to tell you is factual to me and my own experience with WSET. I want to show you how my life changed after taking the courses and perhaps warn you about some of these things. And the one thing that I want you to know is that some people will look at all of these things I'm about to tell you and think, well, that's a positive thing. There's nothing wrong with that. While others will look at those things and think, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be taking WSET course. That's not what I want. So it's all about perception and what you want your life to be like, what you want your journey to be like after taking the WSET course. So today we're diving into the real and some hilarious ways your life will change once you start studying wine with WSET. So by the end of this video, you'll either be signing for the course tomorrow or you'll be avoiding wine shops at all cost. But either way, stick around until the end of this video because I promise you, you will not look at the glass of Pinot Noir the same way ever again. First of all, what a sad world would that be if there was no wine? Quite honestly, I have no intention of stopping drinking wine anytime soon. This is for fun only. Wine and Spirit Education Trust. How does it all start? Picture this. You were a normal human being who drank wine because it was there. Red, white, rosé, didn't matter. You would drink a Pinot Grigio and you would think, yeah, that tastes like wine. And then you take a WSET course and all of a sudden you're swirling that glass like you're training for some Cirque du Soleil and then sniffing it like you're Sherlock Holmes investigating a murder or something. And your friends are like, sis, just drink it already. And you're like, excuse me, I'm trying to detect whether the Sauvignon Blanc is from Marlborough or the Loire Valley based on the gooseberry notes that I'm sniffing here. So yeah, guys, that's going to be your personality from that point forward. Your language of wine changes entirely. And one of the first things that you will notice is that you will start speaking fluent wine nerd language. Before taking a WSET course, you may say something like, yeah, this wine tastes great. But after one of the courses of WSET, you'll be saying something like, this medium-bodied red wine with high acidity and pronounced tannins pairs beautifully with protein-rich foods. Yes, you will become that person in some shape or form. I may be exaggerating, but not that much, so you'll probably become one of those people. And your friends will roll their eyes at you, but secretly, they'll rely on you whenever they need to bring a bottle to dinner. And guess what? You will be happy to help them out because you'll want to flex your WSET muscle. Shopping for wine will never be the same again. Remember when you bought wine just based on its color or cute label or something like that? Well, not anymore. Post WSET, you will walk into a wine shop or a grocery store and you'll act like an Indiana Jones with a corkscrew. You'll be dissecting the region, the vintage, the soil. You're like, a 2018 Barolo, tannins are still young, Nebbiolo showing some promise, perfect with truffle pasta. And meanwhile, your friend wants to buy a $12 bottle of wine with a cat on the label, and you're there agonizing whether this is an ethically sourced wine, is it biodynamic, or maybe a winemaker had Mercury in retrograde. So congratulations, WSET has ruined casual wine shopping for you forever. What can I say? WSET changes your brain and the way that you look at wine. Do you remember how in The Matrix, Neo starts suddenly seeing everything in green code? Well, that's kind of what WSET does to your brain. You won't just look at wine as wine anymore. You will look at terroir, you'll look at vintages and grape varietals, vinification techniques, and maybe at a dinner party when somebody says, I love sweet wines, you won't just take that. You will start digging into it and say, oh, do you mean residual sugar sweet or do you mean ripe fruit sweet? So do you prefer Sauterne or do you prefer Tokaji or maybe off-dry Riesling from Moselle? I mean, you do become that person. You've got so much knowledge now stored in your head that you can't let simple things just fly by you without responding in this wine nerd manner, or at least thinking about it in your head. That's the thing. That's the only difference. We don't always say it as wine nerds, but we always think it in our head, whether we admit it or not. Oh, by the way, that friend that told you they liked sweet wine probably meant a cheap $7 Moscato. Social side effects of taking a WSET course will hit you hard, because here's the kicker. Your relationships will change. For example, on the date night, you used to say, let's get wine. And now you'll want to explore the tannic structure of a Northern Rhone Syrah, for example. Or at a family barbecue, Uncle Bob just wants beer, and you bring a chilled Beaujolais and start explaining carbonic maceration, and he even regrets inviting you afterwards. At Friendsgiving or Thanksgiving, you can't just bring wine anymore. You arrive with a food and wine pairing chart, 3 decanters, and a speech prepared. I mean, guys, I am that person. I've done all of this that I'm mentioning to you. And I'm telling you, you just can't help it, because a part of you wants to show the knowledge and brag about the knowledge that you've gained. But another part of you just wants for your friends and family to experience all of these beautiful things that you learn about the wine. And now you know the food and wine pairing. You want the others to know it too, so you start showing it to them. And sometimes it does come through as a little bit snobbish, wine snobbish, that is, a little show-offish. But frankly, most times, for most of us at least, it really comes from a good heart. So don't be embarrassed about it, and just back off a little bit if that's not what people want, because not everyone is into wine. Shocker, I know. But listen, y'all, if you're thinking now that, oh my gosh, am I going to be this insufferable person that nobody wants to be around? Trust me, there is an upside. This new obsession of yours, being wine, is absolutely awesome, because traveling, for example, will never be the same again. Napa Valley, Bordeaux, Tuscany, they're not just vacations anymore. They're pilgrimages for you. You'll be discovering all of these beautiful areas, having wines in mind that come from that area too. Or say drinking wine will be absolutely different for you, because now you'll be noticing all of these aromas and flavors that you never even thought about thinking in the past. But the best of it all is just the connection with others. So you will connect to people differently. Friends who are into wine, some sommeliers, maybe winemaking people, or maybe some job opportunities in the wine industry. So WSET really opens so many doors for you. You will just experience things in a complete different way, whether it's socially or just privately when enjoying that wine with someone. So your wallet will suffer probably, but your soul will be absolutely thriving, because WSET doesn't just give you a certificate. It rewires your experience of culture, of history, of joy, all of those things through wine. Here's the big question. Should you take a WSET course? If you're enjoying just drinking wine casually, then probably not. But if you want to unlock a full, delicious, sometimes pretentious, but fascinating world of wine, then yes, you absolutely should. So WSET course, fair warning, will make you never look at or drink wine the same way again. And that is the absolute truth. And I think that most, if not all, people who took a WSET course will tell you the same thing. So you guys tell me in the comments down below if you hold a WSET designation and you agree with all of these things or some of these things that I've mentioned in this video. I always read the comments and I always respond, so please drop one down below. And if you like this video, of course, give it a thumbs up. Just a reminder, I hold a WSET Level 2 designation, considering taking my Level 3 designation in the nearest future. So tell me your thoughts on maybe Level 2 and Level 3 if you currently hold one. And of course, subscribe to my channel for some weekly wine content coming your way. Instagram handle linked down below will give you a little glimpse at my personal life together with wine content. You guys, life is way too short to drink bad wine, so please don't. Stay curious, stay sipping, and until next time, cheers everyone.